Hello everybody, my name is John. I'm from Munro Associates. Munro Associates is an engineering consulting firm based out of Auburn Hills, Michigan. We take a design-first approach. We do that through benchmarking, tear-down analysis, design optimization, and cost reduction. We also provide manufacturing optimization. Today, we are at the 2025 Battery Show, and we are going to show you some of the places or the booths that we find interesting that we think you might find interesting. So stay tuned. Welcome to Monroe Live. We are at day 2 of the 2025 Battery Show. On either side of me, I have two CEOs, one from Torus and the other one from Ultion Technologies. I'm going to ask both gentlemen to let us know what they do for the company and tell us about their individual companies. So we'll start with Nate.
Yeah, great. So welcome to the Taurus booth. We design, engineer, and manufacture energy storage and energy management products for commercial and industrial applications. Our products are vertically integrated to the utility industry. So all of the products that you're seeing in here are actually dispatched right off the transmission services desk of a utility. That is one use case. The second and third use cases is we also have Flywheel energy storage right here. This is all about power quality, so AC synchronous condensing. We can do long duration dispatchable power. And this is also partnered together with our long duration dispatchable product here, and that's called the Nova Pulse product. So these two products go together. Those use cases are one for data centers, so 1 megawatt to 100 megawatt chunks. The second use case is power quality. And the third use case is actually for a capacity product, so a 2-hour or 4-hour dispatchable product, either for data centers or for large-scale utility like tolling agreements or capacity agreements. The reason why this product is so unique or so differentiated, one, the entire supply chain is all built in the United States of America. We're based in South Salt Lake City, Utah. It's within 150 miles of our facility. We design, engineer, and manufacture the hardware, the firmware, and the software. So we have chipsets that go together with all this entire experience that integrates with third parties or with large-scale utility providers. Maybe the last thing and probably the most important thing here is that when you look at these two products together, we're really worried about cybersecurity risk. So if we walk to the very end over here of this column, we have our Shield product down here. And so what this Shield product is doing is basically looking not only at physical infrastructure attacks, so 24/7 video surveillance. It also has infrared cameras, but it also is looking at DDoS attacks from nation state actors. So we really defend between 4,000 and 5,000 DDoS attacks a week right now on grid-tied infrastructure. So this is a very, very unique position that we've taken in the market to care about cybersecurity risk, especially for large-scale utility applications.
Is there anything like this?
There's nothing, yeah. I mean, we really are first to market with inertial-based energy storage, which is a big deal. A lot of people have not focused on inertia on the grid, and so Flywheel energy storage, basically, if you think about a transmission services operator, they think about a coal plant or a CNG plant. And really, the next line item there is Torus, and it's because it's essentially a regionalized miniature or modular power plant that looks exactly like a normal fuel mix asset to them. So they're dispatching this thing as if it looks like a large power plant, but just really small and compact in a region. The thing why customers think that's really, really special is everything that's happening in our space today around technology evolution is behind the meter. So you think about data centers, we have never seen technology on the GPU side as advanced. If you think about a 1 megawatt NVIDIA stack, that needs an 11 millisecond droop. So we have to catch it at 5 milliseconds or 8 milliseconds. And so Flywheel energy storage can do that, and it's also inertial based. And so it really holds voltage and frequency extremely stable. And then if they do have a big power disconnect, we can carry them for 2 hours, 4 hours, or 6 hours. And it can be partnered with reciprocal engines or any type of fuel mix basis, whether it's renewables, we can clean up renewables as well. So the whole family of products is extremely unique for this space. And I think is a really good use case for the types of new innovations around technology that we've seen emerging. Maybe the last use case that I think is special is so automated manufacturing equipment. I mean, we're at this battery show right now, and if you think about automated manufacturing, I'll use ourselves as an example, but we have a vertical turning lathe, and we're shaving 10,000th of an inch off of a rotor. And if you have a power plant that's 200 or 300 miles away, I mean, you have to be able to deliver quality power behind the meter in that millisecond for millisecond manner. And that is just really impossible today with today's manufacturing equipment. So as you shave 10,000th of an inch, if I have a blip, I throw away a $90,000 part. And that problem is pervasive with highly automated manufacturing process. That's how we got our start. We really built this for highly automated production environments. And then data centers, the H100 chip was invented in 2022. And it just happens to be that this is a really great use case for us.
Nice.
Yeah.
So if we have a good profile shot of the box.
Yeah.
Why did you use this and not like a rectangular or boxy box like what you normally see?
Yeah, so the inspiration between, well, first off, if you're gonna build a product that's gonna solve a very deep technical problem, we really wanted to buck the system around shipping containers. I mean, that's really what everyone is building, is a shipping container. And one, they don't look great, but also just performance of that shipping container. So like the things that we have inside of this product, like fire suppression, that's a huge deal. Heating and cooling, cold floors. The other thing is cybersecurity appliances, plus inertial-based energy storage. These pods also have an AC and DC bus, so we're grid forming. So a lot of the applications are grid following. We built a product that forms the grid. So a good use case for utility is that we get dispatched, we've been dispatched over 300 times this year in unplanned demand response or frequency events. And so if you think about a turnkey product that comes off the shelf for grid forming capabilities, AC and DC bus architecture, it really doesn't exist. It really is this product here. And then you have the attributes of a power plant, which is inertia. And so you think about the whole family of products that come together here is pretty unique.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what enables this?
Yeah.
Segue into Johnny?
I'll let Johnny talk about his piece, which is a really big deal for us, especially because Johnny's team is really focused on a North American supply chain. But I'll let you take it from here.
Thanks, Nate.
Absolutely.
Great overview what you guys are doing. Pleasure to be here. I'm the CEO of Ultion Technologies. And as Nate mentioned, we do the special sauce that goes into these battery energy storage systems, whereas their differentiation and strength is the flywheel, the inertial energy. So if we go over here, I can kind of show the things we do. So this shows basically in high level the steps of how you get to a lithium iron phosphate battery, which is the primary battery being used in these energy storage systems. The rocks are actually from First Phosphates mine in Quebec, Canada. From there you get the phosphate and the iron. We are helping them with the process to make the lithium iron phosphate. And then we really specialize in the batteries, and especially higher power batteries. So as Nate mentioned, they're doing quick response, high pulse power. As they transition to the energy storage system, those cells have to be able to pick up and handle the higher rates. Now these batteries are 18650. They're small compared to what we're putting in these larger systems, but the principles are the same.
And your company produces other form factors of this product, and what would those be?
Oh, you bet. And so we're not just an energy storage battery. We focus on high performance, high power batteries for military, for medical, for industrial, for drones. And so we're really, I would say our strength is specialty battery development, design, and manufacturing, and eventually moving into the really large markets like EVs. But energy storage is no small market.
No, it's not. Quick turns too for what you do. You're vertically integrated, right? I was talking with Taylor yesterday, your business development guy. Your background goes way back in time. Can you share some of your background?
Oh, sure. So if a lot of people are under the impression that lithium iron phosphate is a China product. It was actually developed and invented in the U.S. at University of Texas by John Goodenough. I was at Valence Technology, developed one of the first processes for commercializing lithium iron phosphate. We built the powder, we moved to China, started building it there like everybody else, and the rest is history. By everybody building it in China, they took over. Our goal is to get that back here, and we're well on the way to doing that. And in a large part, thanks to Nate and Torus and their support to grow that U.S. supply chain.
Nice. What we're going to talk about now is the upstream process, which has to do with how this material got here into this showcase. The CEO of that particular company is John, and he is from First Phosphate Corporation. Could you please introduce yourself, your background, and how you got to be where you're at currently?
Yeah, thank you, John. So First Phosphate is a mining tech company. We start with a very pure igneous phosphate that comes from a very special region in Quebec, in northern Canada.
Okay.
And basically this phosphate is so pure that almost 95% of it goes into purified phosphoric acid, which is the base for all of these LFP batteries. We got involved about 3 years ago. This phosphate until then was too pure, because as you know, phosphate is usually used for agriculture, and sedimentary type phosphate, old seabeds and things like that are what is used for agriculture, because a phosphate doesn't have to be that pure. This phosphate's got the ultimate top purity. It's almost 100% purity once it's concentrated from the rock. And then 100% of that pretty much goes into making purified phosphoric acid for batteries. So what we have here is a very special rock, a magical rock almost, where it can perfectly go into the battery industry, almost 100%, and you don't have to touch fertilizer. Very special.
That's very special, very unique actually. And again, I want to emphasize that we just had Nate on and we just had Johnny on. Johnny's like the middleman, he's the cell level manufacturer. Nate produces the packages that we see out here, the inertial packages. John provides the upstream process that goes into Johnny's process, feeds Johnny's process. Could you point out what we're looking at here and describe this maybe?
Yeah, so this is very exciting here, John, because what we've done together with Johnny's company and support from Taurus is we were able to take this rock that you see here, which is called igneous anorthosite rock. It's very rare, very special. It's a magmatic rock. It's the gift of God trapped in the stars.
You can see the magnet on it, right?
You can see the magnet. It's got iron, it's got titanium, and it's got phosphate in there. The bluish kind of tinkly stuff is the phosphate, and obviously the iron and the titanium is trapped in there as well. So what we do is we pull out the titanium and the iron, okay? And then from there, what we've been able to do is we've been able to concentrate that, make purified phosphoric acid with the phosphate, with the world's largest producer of purified phosphoric acid out of Belgium, Crayon, our partners. We were able to make a very high purity phosphoric acid. We then went to another company, GKN Hoganus out of Tennessee. They took the secondary recoveries, believe it or not, of iron. They put that into a scrap metal process, and they sent this back iron powder. Then what Johnny's team did is they took the phosphate and the iron, and they made a precursor called iron phosphate. And then we took some lithium carbonate from a company in Nevada as well, called Century Lithium, and we made LFP CAM. So what you see right here in the middle is the LFP CAM, okay? So we went from rock to concentrate to phosphoric acid, plus iron, and plus lithium, and we made LFP cathode active material. That's really
all through a milling process, right?
All through Johnny's milling process, and I mean they have proprietary over that process.
Okay.
And then from there we took anode material, believe it or not, from Nouveau Monde Graphite out of Montreal, and we made the world's first LFP batteries from fully North American critical minerals. And you know how important that is, obviously, with all the onshoring and all the tariff stuff that's going on. You know, by a certain year under the big beautiful bill, all of this has got to be onshored. So we've got the solution together between these three wonderful companies, being Taurus, Ultion, and First Phosphate, the full end-to-end solution to getting these batteries, which then go into these systems, fully from North America and fully decoupling the supply chain here into North America, which is what we all want.
That's our goal, yes, absolutely. Nate, could you come back into the picture, please? So how long have you guys been collaborating together, both companies?
We're 2 years.
2 years in, okay.
Yep. Yeah, 2 years into the relationship, and it's been an incredible partnership. And it's kind of nice. I mean, we're based in Salt Lake City, Utah. They're in Nevada. And so that was a huge portion of not only why you wanted to partner, but us being close in the western half of the United States, I'd say like core values, guiding principles as organizations very much aligned. We want to build products again, in the United States that are designed, engineered, manufactured by us, but just advanced manufacturing. And Johnny's entire team philosophically has approached the exact same way. So it's really special.
I know Johnny likes to build his teams like in a family type format. I saw all the people you brought here. Some people left, they were hugging each other.
Yeah.
You're the same way. I can understand the synergy between you two gentlemen.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, we even had when the military would visit us, they're like, it feels like a family around here. And that's how it felt. When we walked into Taurus, I did for the first time, it just felt so good. We love that environment. We believe our people love that environment. It works.
So the total package between these two CEOs for BESS systems, wow, with all the other stuff that you mentioned that goes into it for security measures, right? So making batteries is no small feat. It's extremely complex process. Yeah, we both know. You've got a really cool product too as well. Presses for years and years have been running on Flywheel technology. You've just taken it and put it this way, and you're running to the races.
That's exactly right. They love cycle time.
Absolutely. Gentlemen, is there anything else you want to offer before we wrap this?
No, I mean, we really thank you for the opportunity. We love your guys' channel.
Thank you.
And so it's absolutely awesome to be able to get the opportunity to tell our story. Yeah.
Just thanks for the support, and it's always good to help each other out. So
Always
thanks,
good
John.
to see an old friend.
Yep.
Nate, pleasure to meet you,
Thanks,
sir.
man. Yeah.
Best of luck.